Welcome back. Tighter restrictions on banks means loans that used to fly through the approval process are being turned down. Some entrepreneurs we were just talking about saw that as an opportunity to take the pawn shop business model online, creating this new world of virtual collateral for cash. But like all loans, there are perks and pitfalls to keep in mind. And here to discuss those on online pawn shops, we have Karen Jenkins with us. Karen, thanks so much.
Good morning.
We appreciate it. So when people are looking online and looking for pawn shops, what should they have in mind? What are they looking for?
Well, again, we're back to the whole model of your financial picture, and this really should be a last resort. And we understand that the lenders are not lending, the banks aren't doing some of the things that they need to do, so we have other resorts. So hopefully you could go for a family member or a friend that can offer you a lower interest rate loan. But if that is tapped out, the virtual pawn shops are a lot less expensive than the brick and mortar because they don't have the overhead. We're looking at somewhere between 3 and 6%. But what you want to look at is ensuring that this is only going to be a short-term loan. When you look at 6% on $2,000, that's $120 a month that you're having to pay, and you can only go up to about 3 months on that. That's $360 that you didn't have before you even borrowed this money. So you have to be considerate of that when you're making your decisions. So
short-term is the key here.
It has to be short-term. Now, the good news about it is because it's not as damaging if you don't pay back to your overall credit rating, because it's not going to be reported. You just lose the item that you pawned. And you want to make sure that this is truly something that you're willing to give up in the event that you're not going to be able to pay them back. And
with it being online, you're probably going to have to ship your item to whoever owns the website. You probably want to check that it can be insured.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's insured. You want to even look and see if they're going to offer free shipping. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're dealing with a reputable business. When you have people out there looking at the things that are going in the economy, we saw people getting taken advantage of that were facing foreclosure because all of these hokey businesses were coming up. So make sure that you're doing your homework before you even get involved or engaged with these companies online.
Is there a way to check up on that? I mean, it's such a new industry. Is it something that the Better Business Bureau keeps up on?
If I'm not mistaken, the Consumer Affairs licenses pawnbrokers, and if you're operating as a business in the state of South Carolina, they should have the same oversight for you as well. So you may want to start there first. And then there may be some websites online. I think the gentleman that were here earlier mentioned that there were some pawn shop websites that actually rate some of the pawn shops that are out there online.
And I mentioned they do have some competition. I think the Groupon actually owns an e-pawn shop
they do.
as well.
They do. They did the back end.
With that being said, in the current state of how banks are looking at loan applications now, is this something that we're just going to see grow even more?
Oh, definitely, especially until the banks start loosening up on their credit requirements. For those people who are truly in need that have not been able to build that reserve of capital on their own, a lot of people that are going into small businesses of their own that don't have access to capital, if they're sure that they can use this capital and turn it back around very quickly, that's another resort for them as well.
Being sure that you can pay it back.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the interest rate. Karen, thanks so much for the advice. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Ben.
We'll have you back soon. And thanks for joining us for this edition of NewsWatch. Don't forget you can go to WISTV.com and check out our page and look at past episodes. And thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next Sunday.